What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel, and today I have the pleasure of interviewing my star client, Fabio. Nice having you, bro, on the channel.
Thank you for having me on.
Today I've worked with Fabio now for quite a while. I started working around 2 years ago, helped him get into the world of setting, land his first position, and today he's going to share his story. So Fabio, do you want to take it away? Share the audience with your story.
Yeah, like Ben said, we've been working for quite a long time now. I came across the whole online make money space around like 2 years ago now. I tried various different things before. I tried like Amazon FBA, tried reselling. I tried so many different things, and I was just always like scrolling through TikTok looking for ways to make money online because all the things I tried never worked out. And I came across one of Ben's videos, and he was kind of like explaining the whole appointment setting thing, and I kind of resonated with it. It made sense to me, and I thought that like it's crazy how you can just send Instagram DMs and make like pretty decent money from anywhere in the world. So I ended up binge watching a lot of Ben's content, got into a call with him, became a client, and then long story short, we are now in Tampa, Florida, making money from our phones.
Yeah, that's a good story, man. But to give the audience some context, so essentially, when I was still doing setting like myself, just like I was working on like small offers, not making a lot of money myself, I was doing coaching on the side. I was making some content, just sharing my story at the time, and that's when Fabio found me on TikTok. I was just posting TikToks, and he reached out to me. We had a conversation, got him in, and actually just based off what you were saying there, Fabio, about like you try different things, like with appointment setting in itself, obviously there is different business models, especially someone who's beginning. Like you have tons of routes to go in. You have like nowadays you have TikTok shop, you have Amazon FBA. What exactly was it with setting that made you decide I'm going to go all in? Like for example, you decided to invest in with me, take it serious. Like what was the decision behind going all in on setting?
Um, I kind of learned the hard way that to make actual like good money online, you need high income skills. Obviously, I tried many businesses. I had no skills at the time, so running a business like a successful online business, you need a lot of skills for it to be successful. So, what appointment setting basically is a high income skill. So I thought instead of starting a business, let me master a skill that I can then use in my business, and then kind of just keep skill stacking, and then I'll have a better chance of starting my own successful online business. And yeah, it's just I just knew that like there's no point starting a business, learn high income skills, and then that's kind of what Ben was talking about, sharing his journey, and it made sense with me because I specifically like barely made any money from my businesses. So yeah, I wanted to learn from someone that has already done what I wanted to do, and Ben was that guy. Ben had like very authentic content, very humble person as well. So I resonated with you as a person. So those were like the main things that made me want to invest.
Yeah, 100%, man. Like I think definitely anybody who's like who wants to get into like just making money online, whatever it be, like starting a business you can do, but like Fabio said, there's so many different moving pieces. Like even me, I was running a coaching business in the past. I had like no skills really to grow it because I was still starting off. I was like 19, 20 years old. So really just like instead of just rushing starting a business, just focusing first on learning high income skills because even now like with like WAP for example, it's getting very big. There's tons of people that be starting like info product businesses and different types of coaching programs and everything. Instead of doing it yourself, which is going to be multiple pieces moving, start for example as Fabio did, being an appointment setter, learning sales or copywriting, whatever it may be. Learning a skill first, mastering it, and then eventually you can use that to, for example, start a business. And you just it's better long term as well, in my opinion. So don't be like don't be rushing to start a business, just learn skills first. But Fabio, I want to ask, so we fast forward, so you joined my program. I guess what kind of position were you in your life at the moment? Like were you still trying to make the businesses work that you were doing? Like were you working a job? Like what was your current position when you started working with me?
So no, I forgot about all those businesses. I shut them all down. Kind of went all in on just learning high income skills. I was working in Nando's at the time, part time, just like three days a week, 2 days a week, and I was also in university. So I was just like I have to go all in, made it work regardless of what I was doing, and then obviously I was able to quit my job, my part time job, and then obviously drop out of university as well.
Nice man, nice. And tell the honest fam, actually, curious to hear even your feedback, and I'm sure they are as well. Like when you were in the program, like when I got you your first position as a setter, like walk the audience through like what was the process like? What was your experience as well working your first proper offer? Like how I got you in touch with business owners, everything.
Yeah, so I was going through the program. I personally landed from Ben's like methods. I landed a few roles. They weren't the best roles. So I messaged Ben. I was like, yeah, like I've been doing a bit of setting, but the lead flow stuff like that isn't great. And then Ben got me connected with my first offer. It was two business owners. Um, yeah, he messaged them. It's kind of from his network.
Yep.
I got access to his network. I got in contact with the business owners. Sent in like an application, a Loom video, because Ben kind of recommended me as well. They were more like keen on getting me onto an interview, actually reading my application. So, yep, I got onto the interview, and then yep, I got the role and landed the role, and it was all basically from you. You
Yeah.
connected me to the business owner, and I just kind of had to do the interview and do the work. That's it.
Yeah, I remember I was buzzing. I remember it was like around like December time, 2023, I think, end of
Yeah.
2023. But I remember I was like telling you voice, send the loom, like you gotta get the interview ready. But like with Fabio guys, like he is like a perfect example of like somebody who like is just an action taker. Like when he first came into the program, he was just doing outreach. Where he mentioned there he got like some roles that weren't the best. He was doing mass outreach and he got some roles, but they weren't the best quality roles. But like I could see his hunger, and I knew like people who had like at the time the business owner he's talking about, they ran like a coaching business, helping like other coaches scale their business with like Instagram ads. And I knew he'd be a good fit because the hunger was there, determination. So I put him in touch, and yeah, and I guess as well, people probably are going to be curious. Like, can you walk us through like the kind of results you got after you working with this business, like you achieved income wise and everything?
Yeah, so with that offer, in my first month, like doing actual proper setting, I got to, I think I made $1,000 in commissions that month. And then I eventually scaled to 3K a month on that offer. And just for that offer specifically, yeah, I managed to get to 3K a month.
So basically, you're making like a full time income online, just
Yep.
doing your thing.
Yeah, and I wasn't even the best at that time. I was
Yeah.
still learning the whole business model, still learning like what my client was actually doing. So it took a little bit of work, but then once I got the hang of things, like I was able to scale to 3K a month pretty easily, and it wasn't like anything special. It wasn't anything hard. I just had to do my work, and I was getting paid from remotely. Basically, I was wherever I wanted to be. I was able to make that sort of income. So yeah.
Yeah, like 3K a month, like you're making that. But the thing is, like, it's not like you're clocking in a job like 9 to 5, for example. You're like, you can basically work whenever. Like especially you were on U.S. time zone, right? That's you're working, but you're in England, so like you can like work in a coffee shop, like wherever. Like it's like remote freedom. That's like, in my opinion, my favorite thing about setting is the fact that you can like have that freedom to work remotely.
Yeah.
But fast for now, so you got that first role, scaled to 3K a month. I remember around that time, then me and you started working together. We kind of went our separate ways. Tell the audience now, after you've learned the skill of setting, what has the journey been like? Where have you gone on? Like, what have you done now? 2 years later, well, a year and a half later.
Yeah, so it's been quite a big of a journey. So obviously, me and like Ben mentioned, we stopped kind of working together, and then the company I was working for actually shut down. They started doing their own thing. They started their own like personal businesses. So I was kind of left without a role. But obviously that's part of the journey, ups and downs.
Yeah.
Then I landed a fitness client from Outreach. Um, great business owner, great role. I was on that offer for about like 6 months. Scaled from like 30K a month to 60K a month just from me being in the DMs. Then I left that offer because I got offered a huge opportunity. It was for a company doing like 200K a month, probably one of the like most respected business coaches in probably the whole game. Yeah, landed that offer, crushed it on that offer as well. Outperformed every setter. Then like I left that offer because I just wanted to do like more. I was kind of tired of playing the game small. So then I went back to the fitness offer, um, and I came in as a setter, but also now I was managing, placing, and training teams. So long story short, I kind of scaled from being a setter to now being a setter slash setter manager for multiple businesses now. Actually, not just one. Doing it for a few businesses. So yeah, now I've just kind of took the manager role, just overlooking everything, doing some setting here and there, but yeah.
That's the thing, but like guys, like what Fabio said there, like that is why like I think it's so important to learn high income skills first, because now Fabio is going to scale to like 5 to 10K a month and probably beyond easily because he's mastered the skill of appointment setting. And like there's tons of businesses out there that will need either good quality setter managers to help their teams perform well, or even just good quality setters in general. So learning skills first super important, because then long term it'll it'll help. Like Fabio's journey wasn't easy. Like that's the thing with like anything in life where you can like achieve great things. Fabio started off working tough offers. I remember he was doing outreach, not making a lot of money, hopping in his first one making 3K a month, which is great. But now since he's got better, he's improved more, he just transitioned. Obviously he worked with that other massive coach and now doing setting managing. So that's a good blueprint that everybody should start off with. Learn skills first, and then once you've mastered it, you can go on to bigger things. Well, I guess to finish things off, man, I guess like for anybody who is on the verge of maybe thinking about doing appointment setting, like they're not entirely sure if it's the right thing to do. In your own opinion, for someone who's kind of maybe lost or someone who wants to get into an online space, what would your biggest piece of advice be to anyone who is looking to get into setting?
It just comes down to two things in my opinion. It's if you've never run a business before, if you have no skills when it comes to making money online, first choose a high income skill, whether that's appointment setting, whether you want to do, I don't know, copywriting. Just choose a high income skill, master that skill, and also for you to learn the high income skill, I would definitely recommend hiring a mentor. The only reason I was able to probably come this far was because of the first offer I was on, and Ben basically handed that role to me on a plate. So network is very important. Hiring a mentor, they're going to teach you everything. They've been through the journey. They have a big network, so like I definitely invest into a mentor. You don't just invest into learning the skill, you invest into a bigger network. You get your name out there, and at the end of the day, something I've realized is most of these like make money online things, when it comes to hiring team members, they would rather hire someone that's been like coached by someone or that has a mentor, because it shows, number one, commitment, and number two, it shows that they're actually willing to go over and beyond, because you've obviously invested into yourself to learn high income skills. So yeah, I just say hire a mentor and just choose a high income skill, and then from there you can do what you want. For example, I've done whatever I've done, and yeah, just to start off, learn a high income skill, hire a mentor, and you should be good.
Yeah, 100%. I couldn't agree more. Like honestly, like hiring a mentor, especially if you're starting out from scratch, like it's going to take you so much further, because trying to figure things out on your own, like you may eventually get there, but it'll take so much time. But like with Fabio, like you mentioned, with that first big role he got, it was through my own personal network. It wasn't through outreach. So like hiring a mentor, like it's like a cheat code to success in my opinion, because you'll get there faster.
Yeah.
And even as well, like if you, I think it's another thing as well. Before we end off as well, I want to say is when you do work as a setter and you're in offers, like think as well of like build a really good relationship with either your mentor, the business owner you work with. Do as best as you can, because you can build really good relationships that can serve you in the long term. Like right now, myself and Fabio, we're meeting for the first time in person. We have other friends here in Tampa in Florida, like we're in their apartment just chilling, and it's because we've built a good relationship with them, because like he's like been a very hard worker. He's built a lot of good connections, so have I, and you'd be surprised as well like where it would go. So not only focus on skills, but focus on like just giving your best as well into the role. Whatever you do, build a good relation with people, because you can build a lot of connections that way and get your name spoken in other rooms. But that's it for the video, guys. Fabio, thanks for coming on the channel today.
Thank you for having me on.
And yeah, guys, subscribe to the channel. We're going to make more content, just dropping more gems about appointment setting, and I will see you in the next video.